What's going on, Earthlings? Now, this is just another video about me talking about something to do with veganism. Today's topic is why dairy is scary. Volume 1, because I'm sure that along the line I'll be doing plenty more. And here's 5 reasons why dairy is scary. This is actually taken from, I was reading a girl's article, Taryn, and she's just done some really cool, I guess, fact-finding and content writing. So I wanted to just read it out for you. I'll do some different ones here, there, and everywhere, but this is the 5 reasons why dairy is scary, according to Taryn, and trust me, there's more than 5 reasons. So, first of all, cow's milk is a perfect food if you're a baby calf. Chances are if you're watching this and have access to the internet, you're not a baby calf. So whether you think dairy is good for you, or whether you like the taste of it, or whether you can't give up cheese, here are the reasons why dairy is scary and why you should definitely be ditching it in 2020, okay? So, calcium. Contrary to popular belief, cow's milk is not the best source of calcium. We all know that now. Well, at least we all have given the information as to why that is not the truth. The amount of calcium in a glass of milk may appear to be higher than in broccoli. However, the vegetable form is more readily assimilated by the body and has considerably higher health benefits. The reason why? The enzymes in the calcium from a baby, from a cow, is not digested by the body. Not wholly, I should say. We actually have to extract calcium enzymes from our body to deconstruct and break down the calcium enzyme that we're inducing from a mother cow. We don't have those enzymes in our body, so we actually take it out of our bones, try and break that down, and then absorb what we're able to absorb. So it's almost counterintuitive. Why not go straight to a source which doesn't make our bodies break itself down, which is a leading cause of osteoporosis, for example, which they also don't tell you, and a lot of osteoporosis medication contains dairy. Anyway, that's another story. So some great calcium sources from plants are kale, broccoli, figs, oranges, sesame seeds, okra, collard greens, we have tofu, we have fortified milk, so the list can go on, really. Number 2, okay, lactose intolerances and IBS. Did you know that lactose intolerance is the leading intolerance in the world? More than peanuts. Over 70%, actually, of the world's population has IBS. And lactose intolerances. Funnily enough, you're not a baby cow. Therefore, you should not be eating or drinking dairy. Around 2 years old, okay, is when most people stop producing lactase, the enzyme that breaks down the sugars in milk. Like I was saying before, we don't have those enzymes anymore. Therefore, you're going to have a pretty tough time breaking down that dairy milk. Right, so cancer. All right, number 3, cancer. Dr. T. Colin Campbell, who grew up on a dairy farm, so it kind of solidifies his unbias, conducted studies showing that he could control cancer growth by adjusting the amount of casein, the protein in milk, in rats. Now, I don't agree with animal testing. This is just a study I'm reading. His studies also compared proteins from different sources, and he found that only animal proteins promoted cancer growth, while plant-based proteins did not. He also found, in 2015, meta-analysis discovered that high intakes of dairy proteins like milk and cheese in men appear to increase total prostate cancer risk, while non-dairy sources of calcium did not. So, number 4, osteoporosis and hip fractures. So, commonly, countries with the most consumption of dairy have the highest incidences of osteoporosis. According to, now I'm going to read this, according to the International Osteoporosis Foundation in the US, where cow's milk and dairy products like cheese are customary in the diet and 3 cups of dairy milk per day is recommended for healthy bones, Low bone mass and osteoporosis are major public health threats. In fact, 55% of people aged 50 and older in the US have these conditions. In contrast, in China, where the tradition does not involve dairy milk or cheese, the overall prevalence of osteoporosis is approximately 7% among older adults. The causation and the correlation with dairy and osteoporosis is pretty uncanny. There are thousands of studies out there at the moment. And I highly suggest you research those if you have any loved ones or yourself going through osteoporosis. Now, let's get on to the real reason why dairy is scary. Cow hell plus environmental impacts. Dairy cows get raped. Time and time again, okay? Constantly raped. Now, I say raped because they are artificially inseminated. And if you go watch up on YouTube or some kind of, I don't know, some dairy farmer expert, go ask him how they impregnate a female cow. Okay? Go ask them. They shove their fists all the way into them. They have a little gun thingy that inserts the sperm into their eggs, and voila, fertilization occurs. In my opinion, that is rape. Prove me otherwise. Now, not only are they raped and raped and raped until they can no longer stand, their calf is taken away from them after 9 months of pregnancy. Can you imagine growing a little one inside of you, okay, and it's stripped from you after 9 months of nursing it? Can you believe your whole world is torn and shattered just like that? In fact, while it's even got its placenta on, it is torn from you, never to be seen again. Oh my God, it's actually heart-wrenching talking about it. Not only that, but you're then forced to have your nipples pumped until you're getting things like mastitis and other infections and bleeding from the nipples to give that milk to some greedy population that deems cow's milk a food source. Unbelievable. Not only that, but it's exhausting, it's torturous, it's unjust for those cows. And this cycle goes on and on and on until that cow is unfortunately too old or is too worn out by the dairy industry. That's how they coin it. And it is sent off to slaughter. Now, those baby calves that I was saying are getting taken, if it's a boy, it is often taken to a slaughterhouse and it's veal. So when you're absolutely disgusted at eating something that's young, okay, imagine eating a puppy. Well, you're doing the same thing with a calf, okay? And if it's a female cow, well, its future is perilous, just like its mother, and it is put into that same vicious cycle. I often say, and I stand by my my words here, you can't be a feminist and be a consumer of dairy. You simply can't. If you're allowing the exploitation of a female, not only that, but you're promoting and you're being a direct demand for the abhorrent torture, humiliation, exploitation, abuse, and murder of female cows. How can you call yourself a feminist? Especially if it's young, it's getting taken away, stripped from it at birth. It's getting raped, tortured and raped. I'm going to leave that topic there because I know it'll cause a little bit of stir, which I hope it does, because I just want people to start thinking about their actions. Moving on, you're drinking cow pus. That's right. An udder infection, like I said before, mastitis, is very common in dairy cows, and it leads and leaks into your milk carton. Because dairy milk is pulled together in large chunks, virtually all dairy milk contains this pus. A litre of milk can have up to 400 billion somatic cells, pus cells, before it is even considered unfit for people to drink. Crazy. Most people think milk is perfectly harmless because cows aren't slaughtered to produce it, but they are, okay? But they are. After 5 or 6 years of repeatedly being impregnated, like I was telling you, and forced to produce abnormally large quantities of milk, most dairy cows are left exhausted and unable to keep up with the demands. Therefore, sent to the slaughterhouse for cheap meats. Most likely those ones ending up in McDonald's and Hungry Jack's and wherever you are in the world, your fast food alternatives. Scary. So there you have it. I'm going to leave it there. Dairy is freaking scary, man. Not only that, but it is terrible for you. It is terrible for the environment, and it is absolutely sickening how it is created and crafted. Okay? And I want you to take a long, hard look at yourself if you're still consuming dairy in 2020. It's time to stop, man. Use what your mama gave you and start thinking, okay? You don't even need dairy in this day and age. We have that many vegan sources that are available, okay? Beautiful sources that are available. Cashew milk, macadamia milk, hemp milk, oat milk, whoo, the list goes on, baby, and it's better for you. You also don't need to have the meat because we all know that they get their protein from plants, just like you and me should be doing. So yeah, stay tuned. More like this coming.